Hey crew, welcome back to today's transmission um, of Smack and Cheese, the show where we talk smack and make macaroni and cheese. I've designed the show to be 14-minute-ish in length to promote the effective and fully cooked macaroni and cheese. On the box it recommends 6 cups of water. This would be 8 cups. A half gallon is 64 ounces, 8 ounces in the cup. So if you fill it up, it doesn't have to be perfect with the water. The timing, however, is up to debate, or whether to add salt to the water. But those are advanced issues, and we will start with the basics. So you'll need some sort of pot, and if you would have started the beginning of this last song by Duran Duran, your pot would be well on its way to boiling. And then we could throw in the pasta at the beginning of the third song, and by the time we're done with the show, delicious pasta for you. As we talked with our friend John last night, it's important that you take the pasta out of the box before boiling. Otherwise, you end up with a big mess of cardboard. You probably wouldn't want to eat that. So, I know times are tough. So macaroni and cheese is delicious. It takes butter and milk, and of course the box and the pouch help out in making it. So, all right. So our water's boiling along. I guess we can have a frank and open discussion at this point. We have no guest on today's show. We've had a long line of people wanting to come. I make the table round so there'll be room for guests. We had John on the phone last night. I'm not sure how well that came out, but we're constant improvement is one of our mottos. So in that vein, we will proceed. So anyway, Candy's here with her Rubik's Cube because she's really smart. Not just another pretty face, this one. She doesn't talk much, but that just proves her, genius. Unfortunately, she doesn't cook or clean much either, but she does not eat me out of house and home. She drinks a little bit more than I would like, but what are you going to do, right? All right. We got to get our proportions right. So we need this much like water, and this is a 4-ounce jar, which is a quarter cup, I think. This is full of spices, actually. I'm not sure. It smells like some sort of chili powder. And so I keep my spices in these kind of jars. But this is also 4 ounces. This would be good to measure your milk with if you did not have a quarter cup measurer. As I know, a lot of people are against the plastics. I know 2, 4, and 5 are like food safe. A lot of crappy shit like this is like 7 or 1, which is not good. It could leach toxins into you, theoretically. And who would want that, right? Like back in the old days, they used to can a lot of food and they would put it in lead cans. And of course, lead's not best for mental functioning. Oh, speaking of which, today's show is brought to you by Nicotine Pill and Antacid. As usual, they're on team. I got Nicotine Pill here. We also have salt and pepper. We're in a fix. We would want you to push it good. Push it real good. Anyway, back to our theme, which is macaroni and cheese. This is the second song of the progression. By now your water should be getting hot, attempting to boil. This is not a lot of water. You should probably get obviously a pan that holds more than 6 cups. Maybe 2-quart, 3-quart pan. That'd be my guess. We'll delve more into that as that's more of an advanced theme, much like whether to put salt in the water. But you hear different things. So anyway, I'm wearing the Must Protect This House hat for as the football games. My Michigan State team lost. That was sad. Penn State lost. That was a bit sad. I don't know. There's a guy on USC #2. He's like 6'3", 235, runs like a 4.28. How you gonna compete with that? Oh man. Plus he likes to hit. Beefcake. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, some people like the noise, some people don't. But when you're making macaroni and cheese, it should be a relaxing time. One box should make enough for at least one hungry person, or two not as hungry. You could also make a side dish of lima beans. Not my favorite, but you know, other people like that kind of stuff. But for now, we'll just concentrate on the macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese is delicious, hot or cold. So, anyway, I got some oranges here for our festive Orange Bowl theme. I couldn't have cared less about the teams in the Orange Bowl, but you know, it used to be a big deal. Now it seems like, you know, not so much, right? Yeah, that's kind of sad too. Kind of sad. Cinnamon girl. Oh, anyway, some of these transmissions may not be PG-13, so I'm gonna hide them in the Google somewhere and see if they don't, you know, upload it somehow. I think that would be best. I started the show with my intro, which helps me warm up, so to speak. By the way, we're heading towards the third song. Your water should be at a rolling boil by now. If not, you need to get gas stove or, you know, figure something out. Because water should boil fast if it's small amount. So you can put a bit of oil on top of the water if you don't want to boil over, depending how big your pan is. But again, those are advanced themes, and we will stick to the basics for now. So right now, put your pasta in, and we'll time it by the 7 or so minutes of songs to be played yet. Here. I've been thinking about learning Japanese so I could watch Iron Chef in its original Japanese. I heard something on the radio that said a lot of younger, you know, Japan's islands, and their population is actually shrinking a bit because of low birth rates, because they're an advanced country, lots of education, blah blah blah. Anyway, so not as many people are speaking Japanese, and if you were like a young, aggressive businessman, you would more likely learn some sort of Chinese dialect to perform your business more, efficiently. So, but these Japanese comic books and things of that nature, add a zeal to, like they said in the show, you can't go to Hogwarts, but you can go to Japan, you know. So, I'm not sure you'd want to stay, but, you know, you never know. It looks pretty nice. So, anyway, a lot of people are reading Japanese just so they could read the comic books, and I say, well, you know. But it's like a totally different, you know, left to right, up and down, you know. But it might be fun to write. I'm not sure what kind of keyboard they have, but who knows, you know. Anyway. Okay, so you got your 6 cups of water, your pasta should be in. Afterwards, you'll need some sort of, I guess you could get a colander, or if your pot had a lid of some sort, you could drain it that way. Yeah, that would probably work best. You'd make less of a mess, maybe. You'd have to find some way to get a lot of the excess hot water, steaming hot water, out of the pot. So, I'm not sure what the approved technique in your jurisdiction would be, but I'm sure there's some sort of custom on the books that would address this issue. I think a colander would work well, preferably one with holes smaller than the macaroni. So that would help. Okay, so we're into the 4th song, and I forget what I put in, but it's probably something close to a 4-minute song. Oh, it's Bush Glycerine in So I'm alone all the time. No, I'm actually not. Whatever the opposite of lonely is, I'm just glad the phone didn't ring during our transmission. But if they did, we'd put them on the show like we did John last night. I think that went quite well. I mean, I'm not totally convinced, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'm like I said, I'm under the. I'm not sure how much of this is actually legal, in the sense that we have background music for the timing of the pasta. But I think if you could, if you had like a clock that would count down from 7, you could probably watch the news. But that stuff's just bad news. It doesn't really. There's so much to be informed about that. I mean, if you miss a week, it's hard to catch back up. Pronouncing goy is probably important. Anyway, so I watched some football today. There's more tomorrow on Friday, the 2nd, and there's even more on Saturday, the NFL playoffs start. And I'm glad the Colts are in it, because otherwise it'd be slim pickings. The Broncos got need a new head coach. It's a performance business. So if you don't perform, even though each team makes, in theory, exactly the same amount of money because of some sort of profit sharing, I'm sure. It's probably a good idea. I mean, like, if you look at the Yankees, they get a big contract because they have a big market and they can sell it to, CT1VX for profitable, but they got to play somebody, right? What about poor Kansas City? They got like 5 people living there. How is that fair? Anyway. All right, so you should have your quarter cup. We'll measure the butter on a different show, and we'll show how much that is. But it's basically a half a stick, a quarter of a stick, something like that. You might want to start keeping your butter at room temperature if you're going to make macaroni and cheese every day. It won't really go bad. You might want to keep it in some sort of airtight container that's not number 1 or 7 plastic. And I mean, you can pre-portion them too. I think it's a half stick, actually, thinking about it. You can pre-portion them and cut them in half while the wrapper is still on, and then unwrap them. I think it's some sort of deli wax they keep butter in. Or if you're going to buy in bulk, which might not be a bad idea, as you're going to be eating the same thing every night, you might as well stock up on the essentials. I think that would be wiser. So you have to have milk and butter in the house. It says 2% milk, but if that's all you can eat, you might as well use whole milk and enrich the product. Pretty good. So this is like the total. Oh, okay. Enough fun talk. Make your pasta, and maybe we'll talk to you next time. I don't really remember how this song ends, but I'm sure it has something to do with me pressing the button. Ugh.